Hello and welcome back to the program. I am once again your host Joe. This week we watched 1963's The Great Escape. It's directed by John Sturges. It's on the list because I needed a movie that dealt with war, and this one's supposed to be fantastic. The 8.2 rating on IMDb would certainly seem to confirm that. It's also the longest film of the year, coming in at just under 3 hours. And it's got one hell of an ensemble cast. So the star of the film is one Steve McQueen. Ka-chow. But it also features James Garner, Richard Attenborough, Charles Bronson, Donald Pleasance, David McCallum, and this is also the return to the channel of James Coburn, who we last saw in Charade last year.
Naturally.
He's best known for cowboy roles, but in this he's playing an Australian. Who could ever believe an Australian cowboy?
I'm bloody Australian.
I've said before that there's something oddly satisfying about seeing skilled people doing something competently, and that's basically what this movie is for the first 2 hours. A bunch of POWs in a German camp using their skills to mastermind an escape attempt. You got guys scrounging clothes to make disguises, crafting jackets out of blankets, dyeing things with shoe polish so that they look like black jackets instead of white. Anything to not look like prisoners once they're out and about. You've got guys building air pumps to move air into the tunnels they're digging. You've got guys doing surveys of the land to make sure that their tunnels actually go far out enough, or at least trying to. It did feel kind of like an hour and a half of watching people do chores, but they're very interesting chores, and there's stakes behind this, so that's fine. Hey, I'm going to talk about Steve McQueen's character for a minute. He's one of the Americans interred in the camp. Shocking, I know, that an American studio aggrandizes the American contribution to the war, but that's Hollywood, baby. He's constantly trying to escape. He's kind of the protagonist, but also the narrative skips around enough that you wouldn't be wrong to say he shares that spot with Richard Attenborough's character. He's the British squad leader who's basically the mastermind of the escape attempt. McQueen's character, Hiltz, keeps trying to escape. He keeps getting sent to solitary. They call it the Cooler, and that's why he's considered the Cooler King, because he's in there all the damn time. At one point, he and this little Scottish guy come up with a plan to just straight up mole tunnel under the fence. Just, we put our hands in the ground and move the dirt behind us. They don't even show us the attempt, they just show us the two of them being sent directly into the Cooler, absolutely filthy and caked with dirt. They also tell us that he was in college before he got drafted for the war, which is one of the more fantastical things about this film. Sir, you are 33. He also, of course, gets his contractually required fast driving scene. The theme song for this film is questionably upbeat for a movie set in a World War II POW camp, but all the same, it's iconic and has been used in escape scenes both comedic and straight. It was composed by the late great Elmer Bernstein, who also did the score for a film I covered last year, Sweet Smell of Success. You may also know his work in To Kill a Mockingbird, The Magnificent Seven, An American Werewolf in London, Airplane, and of course, Robot Monster. Seriously, look at this thing. I'm immediately intrigued. It's in 3D! Now I know the last time I did a Prison Break movie, I commented on how the film just ended with, then they got out of prison and walked away. The end. They hit the ground outside of the prison, and then they just calmly walk away, and I'm just amused that that's how it ends. This one had me kind of going the opposite way. I was like, wait, they're out of the prison camp, but there's still like an hour of the film left. The fact that it's an ensemble cast, the fact that if you break like 70 guys out of a prison, they aren't just all going to travel as a group, that's very suspicious. So they split up, and it sort of jumps around from small group to small group. Like they're traveling in packs of 2. It's kind of like what they had to do in like Avengers Infinity War, but with fewer CGI raccoons. It helps the pacing. You don't stay with any one group for too long, otherwise they'll outlive their welcome. Also, the scenes that follow the escapees is also very important, because most of them actually don't end up staying escaped. And wow, a bunch of them just get shot after they were rounded up. I mean, it's based on a true story that happened in Nazi Germany, so yeah, getting shot, I could see that happening. But those guys, they were real people, and they actually got shot. Of the escapees in the film, we only see one of them actually get away. In this movie, it was so unceremonious, he just, got on a boat and sailed out of the film destined for Spain. Also, where this is based on a true story, it kind of feels like they moved the location of the camp to me. The real place was in modern-day Poland, and while they do mention at one point that the camp in the movie does have Russian prisoners, they're kept separate so we never have to deal with them. The fact that one of the folks in the film who escaped made it to France and then hooked up with the resistance feels extremely unlikely if he had to cross Nazi Germany to get there. Likewise, there were two guys who just stole an airplane and were like, we're gonna fly to Switzerland. Are they also flying over Germany during the war? Who knows? There's nothing that immediately places the camp on the Western Front other than all the POWs that this story is about. They're all British and American and Australian. Those folks are all very active on the Western Front. But like I said, they also mentioned that there's Russians in the camp. We just don't deal with them at all. I also have to mention there's a little bit of a connection to last week's film here. On the production side of things, this film was distributed by United Artists, which, as I mentioned, was a company started by Charlie Chaplin, amongst some other folks. I told you they had a lot of big movies under their belt. This is clearly one of them. The question, as always, is, would I recommend this film? Yeah, I definitely recommend this film for anyone who's got 3 hours to spare. It's kind of a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. It's entertaining. It also highlights an important historical lesson about what fascists do if you give them an inch. Also, here's a gag that I couldn't figure out where to squeeze in.
And you? Shower. I need a wash.
I'm watching him. I'm a lifeguard.
Aren't you glad you had a lifeguard here to save you?
I guess. Hey, speaking of watching something, what are we watching next week? 3, 2, 1, and go! Alright, down into the horse planko they go immediately. These neon lights signify absolutely nothing, and out front is Les Samurai, followed by Mr. Arkadin and Playtime. We have some foreign language films. Les Samurai, of course, is a French film about a criminal who adheres to the code of Bushido, I believe. Fun fact, that's also the plot of Ghost Dog Way of the Samurai, which is why they're on my list as a doubleheader. Les Samurai, Fantastic Planet. Bound came out first. Bound, Flying into the Abyss. Battle of Algiers. This is a pit. They went right into the pit. Okay, this is a slide. Never mind. Out front is Mr. Arkadin. It's really close. Okay. Bound, Salam Bombay, Pink Flamingos, The Hidden Fortress. Bound is back out front. First film from the Wachowski sisters. Way back in the 90s. Pre-Matrix. This is a hell of an obstacle. How have I never seen this thing before? Throwdown is out front. Followed by Mr. Arkadin and Pink Flamingos. Throwdown gets flung straight through, as does Mr. Arkadin. It goes into the bucket. Bucket carries it around, and it goes into the neon pegs. Will it get launched by a peg? Maybe. It's certainly getting caught. It got launched a little bit. And into the scoops. Moonstruck has fallen to its death. Throwdown, followed by Francis Ha and Fantastic Planet, and Les Samurai is still up there. The French Dispatch and the Grifters have also fallen to their deaths. They fly out of the suggestive tunnel and into the Ball of Death. Ball of Death, how are you doing here? The Ball of Death captures you and hits you with these paddles as it spins you around. Things have come out of the Ball of Death, though. It's Don't Play Us Cheap and Fantastic Planet. This course is very dark. They need lighting. Don't Play Us Cheap going to the right, Fantastic Planet going to the left. I suspect both courses are identical. Let's find out. They curve back around. Fantastic Planet, Don't Play Us Cheap. They're very neck and neck. Fantastic Planet appears to have fallen off an edge and jumped ahead somewhat. Maybe? Hard to say. Don't Play Us Cheap is now out front, followed by Throwdown, Francis Ha, Fantastic Planet, Executioners, Mr. Vampire would be fun, but that's not what's out front right now, and it appears it's going to be Don't Play Us Cheap, coming out of the suggestively shaped tube. Into the hole, alright. Throwdown hit the heart and died. Alright, these hearts are deadly. Don't Play Us Cheap, Francis Ha, Fantastic Planet, Executioners, Written on the Wind, Pink Flamingos, Pinocchio, Persona, To Die For, and Ghost Dog Way the Samurai. All finishing there. Here comes The Naked Truth, here comes 2 Ton of Turquoise to Tao Tonight, Silverado, Anatomy of a Murder, Bringing Up Baby. Here comes Bound, you got way behind. Devi, Sorcerer, The Day Trippers, Eyes Without a Face, which died. Altered States, Stuck the Landing, Invention for Destruction, and Portrait of a Lady on Fire are way in the back. Invention for Destruction might pass the finish line before the flames catch it. Portrait of a Lady on Fire may just live up to its name. Let's find out. Invention for Destruction was destroyed, and Portrait of a Lady on Fire may soon be on fire. Is it gonna make it? It's a photo finish. Alright. It's official though. Our winner, Don't Play Us Cheap. Let's pull it up on the sheet. Okay, Don't Play Us Cheap. There you are. It's number 6 on the list. It's from 1973. It's on the list because it is from the 20 least watched films on Criterion. It's directed by Melvin Van Peebles, who is actually, I believe, the father of Mario Van Peebles. It is a comedy musical, 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb. It's 99 minutes long. I think this also showed up in the, just like Black Cinema list. I don't know. Melvin Van Peebles is like kind of a notable fella in the blaxploitation era, so this may be an interesting watch. I'm not expecting Shaft, but I'm expecting better than Blackula. I'll put it that way.